Hello and welcome to the SuperCoach Hub. Thank you for joining me. Bit of a different format tonight. I'm joined by Mr. Charity. Charity, thank you for being here. Yes, he's right there. He's a bit of a silly bugger. We know that. Now, mate, we've got some exciting news for the future of the SC Hub and the way we're going to format content going forward, especially with our main pod of the week. Charity, you're someone who you can just talk like nothing else, mate. You sold me on Luke Brooks last year. You sold a few people. Don't be mad. He had a right idea, okay? Forgive and forget. Luke Brooks, not again. Now, Charity, I'm wanting you to help me here tell our loyal members, our followers, and just people who are tuning in on the first time what the future of the SC Hub is going to look like going forward.
Oh, that is a great question, Cheese. And first and foremost, I'm going to refute the Luke Brooks talk. I'm doubling down this year.
Oh, no.
But what you might notice is that there have been a couple of things that have changed. If this isn't your first time back to this pod, we did a survey last year to all of our members, and we took on board some of the feedback, and we noticed that there are a few things that we wanted to change. Now, we're not changing everything completely. We're keeping some things as they are that are working. However, it's not just the layout and the design that you can see here that has changed. We're going to make a change to this podcast. So this podcast will no longer be a review preview session where we go through each individual game and what we thought and what we think for the future and all of that kind of stuff. We will cover off all of that relevant information in other pieces of content for you, which we'll announce a little bit later. This is going to be an absolute nerd out podcast. This podcast is going to be about key stats, key breakdowns, and really just understanding everything we know and love about SuperCoach, including things like try contributions and how many touches did that person get on the ball, all of those kind of things, everything you need to be able to make sure that your SuperCoach experience is elevated. I know for sure I need that because my SuperCoach level ranking about in the top, I'd say 30K I got. Moderately.
Not bad for Luke Brooks.
Exactly. I need to be able to upskill what it is that I do. So tuning into this podcast will be very, very important. Now, as you can tell, I'm not the greatest super coacher. So in order to make sure that your experience is the best and you don't have to look at this ugly mug every single week, we actually have a very special guest that is going to be joining us for the whole year. I will just be here as a reserve player, sort of that nuff that you leave on the bench that occasionally gets by-round experience. That's what I will be for this pod moving forward. I'm available in the hub if you have any questions and you want to know a little bit more about why it's Luke Brooks' season and why it isn't. But we're going to leave it in the hands of the capable experts like Cheese and like our special guests. So there's a few more things that are coming down the garden path, which we will announce soon. So stay tuned in the SuperCoach Hub. If you haven't joined in or haven't come and be a part of it, you can join by the link in the description or on our channel page, and all the information will be there. But yeah, I think that's it from me. Cheese, back to you to talk about the nerd out stuff, right?
Oh, God. Look, mate, I am a nerd day in, day out, and this is just woof. Now, look, mate, I am no expert at all, but I am someone who loves spreadsheets. I love crunching the numbers, and I love being able to find the ways that can then correlate into a player's game, into your SuperCoach teams. Now, look, like you said, it's going to be a nerd out every Wednesday night going forward. My co-host, he loves the stats. His content is filled with the stats. So we're going to look at the stats. We're going to break down what is making a player so great, stat by stat, and also how they're gaining these stats. Do you want to know how Turbo scored a 110 over the weekend? We're going to take you through and show you how he scored it, what was the play that really helped him, what was the advantage that helped him. We all remember Talakai on Morgan Harper and that absolute insane first half. We know why he scored all those points. It was on Morgan Harper. And we want to break it down day in, day out in that exact same way. We want to tell you Turbo took advantage of his center. Keep an eye out for Reece Walsh next week against him. That's what we want to do. Not only that, we're still going to keep the fun uniqueness. We're still going to have someone new on each week. Like Charity said, he's not just a reserve grader. He's a utility. He's got that 14 on his jersey. When we need him to come in, he's coming in. When we need someone else to come in, they're going to come in, and you'll find out who else is available going forward in one of our announcements. Now, not just that, but we're also going to have a little things that's going to involve the community. We want to be more community-centric. Now, I'm sure everyone has, thinks of at least 10 questions a day of SuperCoach and go, oh, I don't know about that. Should I ask it? Yes, we want you to ask it. We want to spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes going through your questions each pod, because if you've had that thought, I guarantee you someone else had. And if they haven't had that thought, well, you might have just gave them an idea. You might have just gave us an idea. So that's what we're looking at going forward in the future, and that's something we would love you all to be a part of. We've taken the feedback on, and we want to provide the absolute best experience for you week in, week out. Now, moving forward, we'll also have stuff in the Discord to get you a bit more involved as well with the podcast, okay? We want, if there's a good discussion happening in the Discord, we want to highlight that. We want to get people talking knowledge, and we want to highlight that throughout the pod. So there's a lot to look forward to, a lot of stats to be broken down. If you love your spreadsheets, well, mate, we're going to have quite a few for you going forward. Now, Charity, I do believe you have something in the works as well that is going to be available for SE Hub. Do you want to touch on that before we wrap up?
Yeah, I finished it just before we recorded this, but there's a few little things that I need to get sorted out. But we did it last year. We're bringing it back. It's the SuperCoach Hub Charity League. So this is where, it's in my name, right? It's there. It's
what you're about.
Charity, right? What we are doing this year is we're putting together a private league, which is a cash entry for the SuperCoach Hub and the wider community, where if you buy a ticket in, that money, half of it goes towards the charity of choice, which this year it's the Children's Tumor Foundation, a charity that is actually very close to my heart. They do some amazing work. And I'm very, very keen to support them. I'm going to send you guys one video about kids that are going through this stuff, and I guarantee you will cry. It is very, very emotional, but we're wanting to support them to show that we're super coaching for a good cause. And then the other 50% of that ticket price will go towards the overall cash prize. So you're still getting something back in return. You're still entering into those cash leagues, but you're also just doing it for a good cause. So I'm going to be in a part of it. Cheese, I know you're going to be in a part of it.
I'm addicted.
Of course. So that will be announced very, very shortly, but we're giving you this little sneak preview now. But please sign up, because it enables us to be able to showcase to charities and to other businesses that we have a bunch of people here that care about making an impact, love the game, but we can also grow what it is that we're doing. So come and be a part of it, put it towards a good cause, and know that you're going to actually be making a difference with your SuperCoach selections. So, yeah.
I mean, I couldn't say it better myself, couldn't I? Just remember, people, if you're having a terrible week in SuperCoach, just think you've contributed to a great cause. It makes it worth it.
Exactly.
It will make it worth it. Trust me, especially if you're on Luke Brooks. Now, anyway, that's all we've got for today. Look, I'm so happy we've been able to share this with you. I'm so happy for the direction we're moving forward in. Join the hub, because your opinions, even throwaway ones that you think, letting us know it was a good podcast, letting us know a piece of content was, wasn't the best that we put out. That all gets collected. That all gets taken as feedback, and that gets, moved on. That gets driven up the ranks to Charity, and he lets us know what we can do better. He's a very big hand behind the scenes, if you don't know. And, this is one of the reasons why we're able to, keep moving forward. So join the hub, join the Discord. If you're on social media, if you don't have Discord, let us know in the comments. That's something as well. You don't have to be in the Discord to have your voice shared here. Okay, we're a big community all over the place, not just one. And that's what we want to start emphasizing on. Voice your opinion wherever you can. Now, starting from next week, it is a Nerd Fest. Starting from this week, it is footy heaven. Trials are back. All-star games are back. Don't forget to say hello to your families when you wake up in the morning. And, it's Valentine's Day coming up. Get a nice gift so that way you've got the weekend full of footy. Charity, nice gifts, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been the SC Cheese. Mr. Charity, thank you for joining me for this great announcement and this, I wouldn't call it historic, but I would say a vital point. A historic point in the SC Hub's future. I can't wait to see you all next week for the first edition of Nerdfest. Ciao.